The ultimate goal of training is to increase the functional capacity of organ systems in the distance runner. Organ systems that help generate movement. And one of the most amazing organ system is the heart. We're all trained by heart rate, but do we really think of what the heart is doing? So this is a Sankey diagram of blood distribution, and how you have to see this is you've got rest, okay, absolute rest on the left side, and then increasing intensities as the diagram goes across. Yeah, so here's your maximal effort, maximal exercise right at the right hand end. Okay, now just look at these distributions. At rest you get about 5,800 milliliters per minute. That's the amount of blood that's being pumped out, okay, by the heart. That's 5.8 liters per minute. All right, now this could be a I don't know, it doesn't say who it is exactly, but this could be your average person. Okay, as they exercise, look what happens to this distribution. Now your muscle at rest takes about 20% of that 5,800. 20% is about 1,200. Okay, but look how expensive that tissue is. As you exercise and increase your intensity, it just bumps up and up and up until at the most maximal intensities, your muscle takes up almost 80% of the blood output. Yeah, bloody amazing. I mean, if you look at 1,200 to 22,000, that's 20 times. I mean, that's how plastic this pump is. Okay, this organic mechanical pump. Now here's another thing interesting. At rest, your kidney and abdomen, okay, your kidney, abdomen, and skin also take some of that load. But then as the intensity increases, the blood flow into the abdomen doesn't proportionally increase. In fact, it goes down. So this is for you, washboard ab gym bros out there training on Kite Beach. Hey, don't just show off your abs. You might want to also think about what is the blood, the proportion and the amount of blood going to those nice little, the structure behind those abs. Because it turns out if your abdomen is not getting enough blood and you're doing long distance training in this heat, guess what's going to happen? You're going to eat all that food and not going to be able to digest it, right? It's going to just sit in the gut. It's not going to get into the bloodstream. That's why you have GI distress issues. Here's another thing you want to see. The brain, okay? This supercomputer that's resting on our shoulders. The blood flow to the brain remains relatively constant. I mean, this diagram, I don't know if it's really true or not, but 750, 750, 750, 750. I mean, thank God, right? Thank God that the brain isn't as expensive as the muscle is. Now, why do we get hot while training in the heat? Because again, muscle is an expensive tissue, and almost all the work that the muscle does to power movement, right? Almost 80% of that is lost as heat. Could you believe it? Right? And this is why when Eliud Kipchoge, I think it was 2018, right? One of my buddies who was a podcaster came to me screaming, hey, you know what? Eliud Kipchoge is attempting the sub-2 marathon record. I said, okay, good luck. I'll wait to see what the results are. But I sure hope that they have some wild cooling mechanisms. I hope he straps a radiator to himself, I was only joking, but I mean, if you want to run at sub-2 marathon intensities, you gotta be an excellent dissipator of heat, okay? And a lot of people do not appreciate that. If you do not dissipate heat, that heat is going to be captured in you, and you're going to be just a walking, moving, running storage mechanism of heat, and you're gonna land in trouble unless you get rid of most of that heat produced in the body through evaporation, through radiation. Radiation and conduction is less, but evaporation is where it's at. And if the evaporation mechanisms don't happen, you're screwed. So we all love to run fast, but watch out in this hot weather. Train by heart rate, train by feel, and think about this beautifully done diagram, and you will better appreciate what is going on with the redistribution of blood in your organ systems as you run. You want to control your intensities so that the most expensive tissue, which is the muscle, is under control. Do you understand?